guilty of crime.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Jay, with Guilty of Crime, and we're back another day, guys. Another day, another coverage. This one's it's not all about the true crime, but guys, after I hopped off of this yesterday, my phone was inundated with messages, and yes, I did see the video. All right. What we're talking about today is Perez Hilton disturbing TikTok breakdown that we all saw live stream. If you didn't see, you probably don't want to. What really triggered this meltdown and what happened before? What happened before the breakdown? What happened during the breakdown? And what's happening now? So who is he? Why did we think he did that? What are some of the reasons? And just what happened overall, guys? I couldn't ignore this one. Now, I mean, this is more than a trending topic, and I want to state at the very beginning before I do anything, we're not bashing Perez here, all right? We're not bashing Perez or anybody else that has tried to take their, all the YouTubers saw it and telling everyone else not to watch. Well, I saw it, but I can't put it on there. You can watch it if you want to. I have it. But what I'm saying, I'm not using it as clickbait like a lot of the YouTubers will say, don't watch this video, check it out, but watch it if you want. I'm desensitized to that kind of stuff. Not only am I a horror fan, but it just wasn't that deep. It was superficial, and when I saw it in action, I said he needs attention. And it was more than that. Not attention in a bad way, like you think, oh, he's just doing it for attention. Not like that, but to get the attention of you, me, and the people that he's made promises to be better. Now, he originally started converting himself to God and Jesus. This all progressed up into this. But now that I'm doing research, guys, I'm looking at this case and I'm like, wow, what in the heck happened here? What was he into before that? Now, I'm going to tell you a bit speculation about the black magic and the witchcraft that they have going on inside Hollywood. All right. Just 2 days before this happened, Perez, he reported on another celebrity, Ariana Grande, just 2 days. And she was literally, and I'll have to show you, she was bloody and she was having a meltdown. So he said, take a step back. And he literally mimicked that from 2 days ago. So we're going to get into it all, guys. Welcome in. Welcome, Stacey Michaels. Please welcome her. She's a new Crime Crew member. You guys come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. Now, we have our goal up today. It would be awesome if we can get even close to the goal. I will gift memberships per usual. All right. But here we go. Let's start off the whole thing just so you understand my stance. Today, I'm talking about what happened with Perez Hilton in the TikTok breakdown. Now, I saw it because it was sent to me again and again and again before it was taken down, and is also screen recorded. Some people are describing it, in my opinion, way worse than what I saw. What I saw was a hurt man that needs attention from a bigger, larger audience. His kids weren't there. His mom wasn't there. He was alone, and he we're going to talk about the meltdown, but really it's a mental break, right? It's a psychological break. He is having mental health issues, but we want to say a prayer for Perez Hilton and offer him our support. I will not be what other people are doing. They got these people in chat. I will kick you out if you come in and chat and you start talking shit about, wow, he's a gossip guy anyway. He's all kinds of nasty stuff I saw about him. I'm not going for that in my chat. So guys, if you mods, I have a lot of reading and stuff to do. If you guys see that, mods, time them out. And if Vincent comes in, let me block him from the channel. Please do not time Vincent out. Let me know, and I'm going to get rid of him. Okay? So look, we've got to say a prayer for Perez Hilton. I am not going to get down with he did this and blah, blah. No. We're going to say a prayer for him, his 3 children, his family. I mean, I believe he's going through some kind of spiritual warfare, which in turn is creating his mental issues. Right now, we do believe in God. We also believe in Satan. If you believe in good and bad, God and the devil, or wherever that falls off. But he just started becoming a new believer. All right. He asked for prayers and spiritual fortification, but he needs it more than ever. Something backfired. Something didn't work. All right. So listen, I looked this up on a channel where that's all they do is pray. And the guy, Billy Howell, says that often people that are new believers that change drastically from, and you'll see what I'm talking about, change drastically from one extent to another. The spiritual journey becomes complex, and especially against a new believer, they'll get spiritually attacked. It's very complex that individuals can take steps forward and then backward in their faith when they're new, especially. So we want to begin with a prayer for Perez Hilton, asking for his healing, intervention, peace, and for his family to heal and to grow and for this not to happen again. All right? We'll take all the negative off the table. We're going to talk about mental health and what happened. I'm not saying that. It's raw and it's brutal, but he needs prayers, in my opinion, and mental help that he's receiving right now. So thank you guys. You guys know my stance now. Come on in, hit the like button, get a membership, relax. We're going to be here for a while. All right. I mean, I know that I do true crime, but guys, when I do true crime, but I also believe in all of these things. I believe in good. I believe in evil. When I was looking back at Perez Hilton to see what happened here, now I dug deep. Right, I've been researching since last night when I got the videos. Thank you. Prayers in Jesus Christ's name, amen. So many of you guys might not be surprised what Perez Hilton was into, guys. All right, I'm going to leave that up for a minute while I talk to you, because when I looked at this, it was pretty scary to think that this guy, and then, you guys already know Hollywood. You know how Hollywood is, right? Hollywood is, people sell their soul to the devil. Well, what I'm looking at here is, it's just a snapshot of Perez. He was born in Miami, Florida, a hotbed of Santeria, brujeria, that's like witchcraft, and CIA black ops. Now, I know this is going crazy, but Perez was exposed to the occult very early. Now, he was in Miami right now, and Miami's Cuban exile community is riddled with, it's a dark Afro-Caribbean magic system, which they call Palo Mayombe, and CIA black cults use that for mind control experiments. Now, his mother, Teresita, that lives with him and helps with the kids, Teresita Lavandeira, which, guys, by the way, his name is not Perez Hilton. He only got that name because he changed it to reflect what he was doing. All right, his real name is Mario Armando Lavandeira Jr., and he's 48 years old. He's a celebrity. He was in his peak in the 2000s, all right, early 2000s, tabloid-style internet culture. But along the way, he found himself in some kind of, underground scene. Now, he attended NYU, guys, in the late 1990s, and he immersed himself into the city's underground occult scene. All right. So there is an occult scene. Many Cuban families blend Catholicism with Santeria. And Perez was raised in duality, guys. All right. So he's in New York doing the Hollywood nights. You guys know the Hollywood nights are full of sex, drugs, and who knows what else. But he became obsessed with this celebrity culture, not just as a fan, guys, but as a student of power dynamics. Now, he studied how fame is manufactured, how rituals are embedded in pop culture, and how blood sacrifices, literal and symbolic, fuel the industry. Hence, David, D4VD. Now, he walked into a world that was already molded, and it molded him into dark forces. Now, this is me just doing the research. This is what I'm finding. This is why he was trying to escape. And I'm going to show you how he was trying to escape this route. It progresses 2 months ago, 2 days ago, yesterday. All right. It's not surprising. He knows about all of the parties like P. Diddy. He knows that P. Diddy's been locked up for this underage culture, and he knows it very well as well. So, of course, this means he has deep dirt on many compromised Hollywood figures. But to what extent was he even allowed to get close with sharing some of that? So maybe that's eating him up. All right. This person said they spoke to a former witch who explained something interesting regarding a demonic egregor. How do you say that? Egregor entity? Demonic. I'm going to put this up there because I've never heard of this, guys. Never heard of this. All right. So that's what the word I'm trying to say. He got into that, and they say it's Greek. So that's the thing. It's Greek egregoros, egregoros, meaning wakeful or watcher. Right now, this is heavily entwined into Hollywood as well. Now, that is the Greek word refers to angelic beings on the ancient book of Enoch. And it's a collective thought form, a psychic entity created by and sustained by focused energy of a group. Now, in Hollywood's case, guys, it's fed by fear, the audience's shock and horror of things like that video, lust, voyeurism, sex, watching people destroy themselves, blood. Literally, guys, literal. It's a symbolic thing when you cut yourself and offer blood. That's what he did last night. Then the chaos, the breakdown of order, and the collapse of a public figure. You guys know we've seen that quite a bit in Hollywood over our last 47 years. Apparently, that particular Greek you guys, like, it's so hard to say, isn't a metaphor. It's real, and that's what they say about in the underworld. That there's a force that grows stronger with every view, every share, every comment, and the more people that engage with Perez's suffering, the more power that it gains. So maybe that's why TikTok was so slow to take the video down. He kept doing it. They say it was a 30-minute long thing, but guys, I don't know. I didn't get to catch the whole thing. So thank you so much, Mama Sage, for the Guilty of Crime $4.99 towards our goal. I hope you guys are at least understanding what I'm saying here, because this is a different realm that I normally don't discuss with you. Normally it's just in my head, and I believe in all this stuff. It was not a butter knife. Absolutely not a butter knife. Anybody that says that is ridiculous. It was a sharp serrated knife, and sometimes he would turn the serration upside down and run it across his skin. But it was not, and I repeat, it was not a butter knife, all right? So now you guys know what I'm talking about. You know my stance. I'm going to show you what led up to this. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tell you. All right. Hey, Thought Criminal. Good to see you guys. Come on in. Hit the like button. All right. Get yourself a member. Yeah, it was not a butter knife. My girl, Tiff, and Carly, my girl, Carly, that's not her name, but Carly always comes at me with the realest, the real stuff. And I assure you, it was not a butter knife. All right. He was literally butt naked, cutting himself, bleeding. And you can see as he was doing it. Now, when I was in the chat last night, I talked about tattoo therapy. That's the same thing as what he was doing. He was trying to get that physical reaction, and then he took it to a larger platform, guys. Okay, so when I say that, he was trying to get it to a larger platform, etc. He did what other people would do, except he took it to another level. All right, you witnessed it on Facebook. That's why it's not on here. I have it, but I'm not showing anybody because really, if you want to see it, you'll find it. If you don't, then you don't. Now, it is a deep rabbit hole, but I think I put something really good together today, and I really hope that it hits you in the same way that it hit me. Britannia, hey, good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. You know, maybe we'll start doing the trending topics and not just true crime. It's up to you guys. If you guys want me to do trending topics, then you can email me and we can do that. Yeah, I mean, at one point, Tiff says he looked like he was going to puke. He was bloody with his own blood and he kept going. But guys, it was superficial. In my opinion, it was for attention, and not attention in a way like, hey, I'm a fairy boy, I need attention. Attention like he needs something now. All right. Yeah. Trying to get the dopamine. Thank you. Tattoos do the same thing. Lil Red. Thank you. Allie. What's up? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Paula, for saying that. Now listen, I'm tattooed to the gills, guys. I don't have much room left and it's everywhere, but I got to say that I did a lot of tattoos for therapy. I'd have a friend die or some really bad thing happen, and I'd go get a tattoo for 7 hours, and the dopamine would make me so high off of it that I didn't need to sit there and feel my pain as an individual, as a human. All right. So that's what I was telling people in chat last night, and they just wanted to talk crap. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to come here and I'm going to talk on my channel and tell you what I think. All right, you found it on Twitter, had to turn it off after 2 minutes. Yeah, it really didn't trigger me. This stuff doesn't trigger me, guys, because I don't have demons and dark past and dark shit. I simply don't have that. I don't have trauma. I've never been any of this stuff that a lot of people have gone through in the cases that I cover. I have not, thankfully, to my wonderful mom that's protected me. And again, even if I wasn't, I wouldn't, blame her. But one content creator mentioned that he might have been possessed, and that's in Hollywood. In Hollywood, that is not very uncommon, guys. We just don't know about it. All right. And he was under something. All right. Let's take a look at this before I get into anything. I'm going to flip back and forth because, guys, we have lots of videos that we have to watch today that will paint the story for you. Okay. So we're talking about, if you looked at my thumbnail, it was before the breakdown and from fame to shame. He did that, not me. The fame to shame. He's shaming himself because he wants to change. He's doing it, in my opinion, in the wrong way, and hopefully they direct him correctly. Hey, Kara, good to see you, my friend. All right, let's just start. Let's get into it. I gave you my thoughts on it. Now I'm going to show you. This was March 24th. Okay, March 24th, 2026. Now it's August 5th, 2026. And if you see this video, we're going to watch it. In this powerful video posted on TikTok by TikTok T, March 24th, Perez Hilton says an emotional testimony while wiping away tears. He says, Jesus is good. God saved me. I'm his testimony. God saved me in many ways. Okay, so we're going to listen. We're going to start with this one. This is where the meltdown started, and then 2 days, and then yesterday.
I knew at the time what I was doing was wrong, and I didn't care. I was so selfish.
Yes.
But that was a long time ago, and I had changed.
See, he's not happy about what he's done.
Throughout all of this and coming back the last few days, I've gotten so much love and people praying for me.
Now, guys, he's in the hospital, and I'm happy to say his sister is there, his mom is there, and he has 3 beautiful children that look like him. He's got to get it together for those kids, all right? Yes, he's a gay man. No, he doesn't have a wife or a husband. He used his own sperm. Didn't have to buy it like I did. He used his own to create 3 beautiful children. All right. And if I got something wrong, let me know. If I say something wrong, I've only had like a day and a half of research, and I'm trying to get it together. All right. He can't be around the kids. But one of the most messed up things is one of the articles I read when I wanted to tell you guys who, what, when, where, and why. What I read was why he said this was for his children. He has to have it totally mistaken because he said that was for his children. All right. Thank you guys. We have 235 people. Please do me a favor and hit the like button. Yes, someone says drink water. Let's get to it. Let's get through these because you got to see the progression, guys. It just doesn't do it without.
And just sending positive energy my way. I'm not used to that. I'm used to the opposite. I'm used to people hating on me.
And they do.
So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been so kind. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me. And I know it shouldn't. It shouldn't. The negative doesn't affect me. And the positive shouldn't affect me. But when people are praying for me, when people say they're praying for me, that's the most powerful thing. And I really take that seriously. So thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right. I'm going to do one more video, 2 days up until, and then we're going to talk about who he is. And then we're going to continue shuffling through these. Okay. Because it just doesn't tell you what happened if you don't see the progression. So look, 2 days ago, now, mind you, he's probably, and I feel terrible that this happened, but he's kicked off of his social media platforms right now. Now, he didn't rely on that originally because he was from the Hollywood days. He was on the Oprah. I'm not Oprah. What's her name? Ellen DeGeneres and just all those people. I thank you, user, for God blessings for him. Okay, now look, this was 2 days up until, and again, he doesn't have a platform anymore, especially not on TikTok. It's gone. All right, so look at this. The Perez Hilton story is very strange. A couple days ago, he posted a video about Ariana Grande taking a step back from public life after her tour. And a couple days later, he's covered in blood, just like Ariana Grande was in her recent music video. Guys, this is exactly how he looked. All right? Absolutely, this is exactly how he looked here, like that. If I could say anything that he looked like, it was like from Carrie. All right? So you don't want to imagine it. There it is, though. All right? Just think of the movie Carrie with the Stephen King movie. Now, look at here. I should have played this one first, but that's okay. This is him admitting that he contributed to Britney Spears' breakdown. And she's had lots of mental breakdowns. Well, guys, take this and times it by hundreds, maybe thousands of people that he's done this to. All right?
Why did you bully, what's her name?
Britney Spears?
Yes.
For attention. I was a miserable TWAT.
Did she have a breakdown because of you?
I probably contributed to it, definitely. I take full accountability for my role. I definitely didn't make things easier for her.
Do you not think about people's mental health when you're doing what you're doing?
I do now because I've changed, but back when I was younger and doing things differently, I didn't.
I now appreciate that honesty, actually. Why did you bully?
And guys, I gotta say, I'm grateful that I've had this time to grow my entire life and then come on to a social media platform because it's not easy. All right, it's not. But guys, I also got to remind you, this is a self-harm video. Please don't. You're gonna get this completely out of the algorithm if you're talking about unaliving and these things. Let's try to watch the words. Okay. Let's try to just watch the words a little bit. All right, let me, so that's the progress from that to that. And then, guys, this literally, and I have to do this before I do anything else. I hate to do it to you, but it just doesn't make sense to me without talking about this. Here's the video, Perez Hilton crying and apologizing before going on the live stream naked last night and cutting himself up, okay? So let me just tell you real quick. People are saying that the sepsis that he had might have linked that to his breakdown because he had sepsis earlier in 2026. It was severe, and a blood clot, deep vein thrombosis. Okay. It was not from the sepsis. We know that now. He was taking flu medication on an empty stomach, and he spent 3 weeks in the hospital. He underwent laparoscopic surgery and later required the blood clot removal. Now, during the August 4th TikTok live stream, he appeared to harm himself while covered in blood. He was prompting viewers to call the police. He literally gave his phone number out on the live stream. Now, authorities confirmed that he was hospitalized. I'm going to get to that. But it was a mental health crisis, not a physical relapse of sepsis or anything else. Some users speculate that it was the post-sepsis, but a condition that can cause fatigue, anxiety, and depression might have played a role. However, this is complete. It's not medical in that way. It's mental health that's taken a toll on him. All right. So he's 48 years old. He's a celebrity gossip blogger known for pioneering the early 2000 tabloid-style internet culture. And that's why a lot of people are talking shit, because he rose to fame through PerezHilton.com, where his snarky commentary and his little celebrity status that he made himself to be was a recognizable online personality. But he created his entire persona off of shit talking people at their worst. So if he was covering himself right now, he'd be trashing himself. All right. So in the live stream, he was covered in blood and was repeatedly harming himself. I'm trying to stay away from those unaliving words. Okay. He is a single father with 3 children, all born via surrogacy. All right. And then he lives in June. He announced his move back to Miami with his children and mother. He was living in Las Vegas several years before, and he said this move took a toll on him. He moved from Vegas to Miami-Dade, Florida, because his mom wanted to be closer to family, and his mom is the one taking care of the children. So August 2026 was in Miami-Dade, Florida. He went on a show and said it's taking a toll. Vegas would comp him everything, so it's taking a financial toll, a mental health toll, a physical toll, obviously. Okay, so what you guys didn't see last night was the TikTok live stream of him appeared to cover in red liquid resembling blood, holding the sharp knife and striking himself multiple times. He says, "Why am I not dead yet? I want to be. Shoot me. Police are here." I thought it might have ended in a police shootout. Guys, he also claimed, and this is wacky, that he was doing this for his children. And that intensified public concern because they didn't know if the children were home. Now, TikTok removed the live stream roughly about 30 minutes, and his account was immediately suspended. Cops came, and that's what you guys probably saw on the whole JLR thing. But before all of that happened, this happened. All right, this is what led him into that mental health situation.
Everybody, I've been crying. I've been crying, but happy tears, because this is just so crazy. I've been reading the Bible, and so much of what is said here I had already been thinking of. It's just,
oh my goodness,
it's just overwhelming in the best, most beautiful way. All right, I'm snapping out of it. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer. And this Joyce Meyer Everyday Bible is actually the 3rd Bible that I bought this week.
You see?
The first Bible that I bought, the font was too small. I couldn't read it. I'm an old man. I just turned 48. The second Bible that I bought didn't resonate with me. The language.
So you see what's happening. He's taking this spiritual journey. And by the way, guys, I'm 47. He is not old. All right, let's stop. It does sound like he's tripping. And when you hear him on the live stream cutting himself, he definitely was slurring his words. Thank you for saying that, Synth. Mental health is real. And I tell you guys, any chance that I get, every case that I cover, I tell you guys the same exact thing. Take care of your mental health. Not only was his physical health declining, but his medical bills were up. His finances were down because of the move and not the comps. Yes, the veil is lifting there, and it's been completely lifted after this.
Language, whichever version it was, it was hard to digest. Then my friend Talia, my friend Talia, who's been an angel to me, suggested this version of the Bible, and I bought it. And this morning, I was reading about pruning, something that not only was I thinking of, but I was doing already. I was doing it already. Earlier this week, I started unfollowing a lot of people on the
But mind you, like, here's the thing, Love in the Matrix, anybody should absolutely handle that in private, but he doesn't know life without being private. All right. He doesn't know what life is. He doesn't know what real people, the attention that we really don't get. We really don't get this kind of attention. If I was to have a panic attack and a breakdown by myself, nobody would give two shits except the people that were immediately there. But instead, he went to the platform, and mental health is real. He spewed it all out. Hey, Julie 25, he was reading the Bible. Yes, he was. And that's why I try to tell you about the spiritual warfare that I believe is going on with him. All right. Mental health, obviously. I'm not trying to say it's anything outside of that. I'm just trying to think of things that could have happened.
Place, the I place that then the G, I was following over 6,000 people. That's too much. So I've been pruning, trying to get it down to something manageable. Trying to get it down to something manageable, like 600. And then I started sobbing when it was talking about God wanting me to have a fruitful life, because God has already showed me that. God has already presented that to me. I've been going live on the clock app, the tickety talkie, and people have been so kind. People have been so supportive. And I'm just so overwhelmed in the best, most beautiful way. I'm not used to being supported. I'm used to getting hate. So having people send positive vibes.
And I think that's why I picked this up more than anything, because I was going to cover Courtney Clenny's plea deal today. But when I saw this and I saw what led up to it, and people were making speculations, and so many people were talking so many bad things about him in these live streams of, everybody that was streaming it, Ikmail and JLR, people in chat were literally saying the most awful things. And I can't do that on my channel. All right, let's continue.
Vibes my way. Thank you. I needed a moment to really finish this. Oh God, I'm about to start crying right away. It's all good. I made a lot of mistakes in my past.
Hey, Wyatt, good to see you, buddy. This is the video that led up to the Baker Act, and he was Baker acted, guys. All right. So, your Baker acted means held for 72 hours. He's there right now. We're going to get into all that. We're just getting started. So thank you guys. I got to know it. Thank you so much for the $1, guys. It all means something, and it all helps the channel. So thank you. And I did, thank you, Tiff, for the reminder. I am going to, get those books out tomorrow. I did figure out who I owe books to. Guys, anybody else that wants to buy one, can you guys drop the link, mods?
We all have. Nobody's perfect. But my mistakes are very public. The internet is forever. Receipts are forever. I carry with me deep shame and regret. I'm sorry. I will continue to apologize. I have also reached out to make amends. I've apologized publicly and privately to dozens of people. I also saw recently that Kristen Johnson of A Third Rock from the Sun, that I hurt her back in the day, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to her.
You see
I'm sorry
that?
to her.
He was talking about Britney Spears before that, and guys, thousands of people. And you guys, you're not incorrect by saying that he's caused a ton of pain to people in his exact same situation. And yeah, a lot of people are calling it karma. Call it what you want, but he's telling us that he's hurting from what he did to other people, and that's real. That does happen, guys. You do something bad, no matter how long it was, it stays with you unless you release it. He shouldn't have released it so publicly, but hey, he's got help now.
I will send this to her and apologize privately as well. And
damn,
for the majority of my career, because I was so selfish, because I didn't care who I hurt, I just cared about the views, the attention, the money.
Guys, you hear that?
People hated me. Some people enjoyed it, but it felt like most people hated me.
A lot of people hate you. They do. You're right.
Last week, since I've been home,
he's on his couch.
I haven't been getting as much hate.
Maybe it's a bed.
And I've been getting love and prayers. And the hate doesn't bother me. And on the flip side, part of me thinks that the love shouldn't matter either, because support and praise can be a false god. You can get used to it. You can expect it. You can need it. But I would be lying if I didn't say that it really lifted me up.
I would rather have this happen and him be upset at what he did than for him never to have come to that realization. Pretty Glitchy, thank you for saying that, guys. He faced death, and he's now facing flashbacks of his life and feeling incredible guilt. And I'm reading Pretty Glitchy. He knows on that bed, the views, attention, and money doesn't matter. You're correct. Christina, thank you so much. Guys, thank Christina for her generosity. Thank you. If you want to talk, say anything, drop a comment, guys. You know the deal. Thank you for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. All right.
Thank you. And yes, I made a lot of mistakes in my past, but I know that God loves me. And I know that some people are fed up with me talking about God. You don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to watch. I love God. My experience was real. My testimony is important. I respect everybody. You don't have to believe in God. I respect all religions. I celebrate and love all religions. Let me take a moment. And I know this might sound cheesy, but I know.
Now, I don't know what happened between then and when he started cutting himself, guys, but I mean, you guys tell me what you pick up between then and not much longer that he starts doing that. Is he hallucinating? Is he, I don't know. And thank you for saying that, Curious Christine. She said, I would want forgiveness. I have done bad things. I'm sorry for all of that. And I think we all have, right? We all have. Llama Mama, I think the move to Florida was too much. I feel his physical health, along with the flood up past trauma for Florida before New York to LA. Yeah, there's an article about that, as a matter of fact. Yes, thank you. Christina says people that don't release to a higher power do things like this to release. But guys, I'm going to say, he almost died prior to it. He had sepsis and a big blood clot. All right. So yeah, I mean, wow. All right, let's continue. Indy Isham, welcome, member for 15 months. And Foxy, I didn't get to thank you, but thank you for the membership and thank you for being a mod and part of our crew for the last 22 months. We all love you over here. All right. After this, we're going straight into what happened, him being hospitalized, and then I want you to see surveillance video from other people's Ring camera of what happened in the neighborhood. Now, many of you guys were watching this last night mindlessly. There was 9,000 people on ICMEL, 9,000 people watching him cut himself up, or they didn't really put that, but watching him what happened, him in the house, him naked in the window. All right. But it wasn't a good stream. It didn't give me a good feeling. So I hope this comes off a little better.
God loves me. God has forgiven me. And almost more importantly, I have forgiven myself. And I know there still are people out there who want to see me suffer and want to see me pay for the mistakes and the bad decisions and the hurt that I caused in the past. Karma. And they're entitled to that opinion. It is valid. I earned those thoughts, but I forgive myself. What matters is today, how I behave today, how I behave tomorrow. And not only did God save me in so many ways, but God gave me a new lease on life and a new opportunity to truly be better and do better. And I've already met the very judgmental Christian people over the last few days.
See?
There's a lot of them.
Something's going on.
I don't do gossip. I do celebrity journalism.
You do gossip, bud.
And I have to provide for my family. I have 3 young children.
You do.
And my mother that I also support. And my sister who works for me.
Yep.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing things differently than before. My heart is filled with gratitude and love and repentance. I'm sorry. I forgive myself. I forgive you if you want bad things to happen to me. And I send you love. I send you all love.
This is right before the next stream, right? He streams here and then he goes on to TikTok. Guys, he wasn't by himself. There were other people on TikTok. There were like 4 other people on TikTok. You can see all the squares, guys. All right. It's definitely, yeah, thank you enough. Be compassionate. All right. And I'm going to show you next. He's talking about his mom, his sister, his kids. They came through for him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you the pictures of his sister that he loves so much, that works for him, his mom that takes care of the kids. I don't think he wanted, I don't know. I know he didn't want this to happen, and I don't know what led from this minute to the next hour, 4 hours.
Especially the people who have been so kind recently. Everybody on the Talkie Tick, everybody everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. And if you can, just drop a heart emoji in the chat, in the comment section, drop a heart emoji, because I think we could all use more of that. I send you love. Thank you for watching, and happy tears. I'm happy. God saved me.
I don't think he got the response he wanted, guys.
All right, I'll shut up now.
See, he didn't get the response he wanted here, and he obviously was still in pain of some sort, and he started cutting. Now, it does release. It does when you're cutting, or you're, like I said, tattoo therapy. Guys, I never did any of that shit. I wasn't a cutter, but I loved tattoo therapy. That's what got me through a lot of hard times. So I know there's a correlation of the two things. All right. This is him today, right now, Baja, and everybody else. If you guys missed the first 40 minutes, you got to go back. All right. He is confused. Life has brought hardships, and he's not sure how to go forward with lots of, I know, and has lots of responsibility. I agree. He wanted chat to validate him. He did. He kept giving his phone number out and telling people to call law enforcement. So there he is, guys. Let me show you. That's him in the hospital. His sister arrived at his home hours after the harming himself attempt. I don't know that he really tried to take his life, though. They were very superficial cuts, and he was calling for people to call the police. All right. So this is the hospitalization. There's his sister coming. All right. So just so you guys can kind of see, then the family statement. The family finally made a statement today, and it said this: Perez Hilton, many of you reached out with concern for Perez, and we're incredibly grateful for the overwhelming outpouring of love, support, and prayers. We can confirm that Perez is receiving medical care, and our family's focus right now is on his well-being. We kindly ask that you respect Perez's privacy as well as the privacy of his family during this difficult time. If and when we're able to share any updates, we will do so with everyone as soon as we can. Thank you for your compassion, understanding, and continued support, the Perez Hilton team and family. Now, I want to mind you guys that with that message, there's a lot in that message that they're saying to us and not saying. All right. So they know they rely, his family, his children, his mom, his sister, they all rely on him financially, guys. All right. So this was the guy that I found the about the Catholic superstitious cover for generational witchcraft in Hollywood scene, and what Hollywood tries to do is feed you fear, lust, blood, and chaos. All right, so let's see what happened at his house. All right, we were finally getting to that. I did not want to jump in with that first, and then people miss it. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try to not have those unaliving words, if you know what I mean.
Celebrity gossip blogger Perez Hilton is in the hospital this morning after a really scary situation at his home in Florida. And maybe you have seen the videos on social media, sadly showing him what appeared to be injuries from self-harm. And now he's being evaluated for psychiatric care. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to this because it was on social media. So this morning, we have licensed clinical social worker and therapist Michael Klinkner joining us this morning to talk a little bit about this and what happens especially to younger minds if they see something like this live. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is making the rounds on social media and in the news. Let's talk about first, what drives somebody in that state of mind to do this live, to self-harm?
Yeah, this one is not typical because usually what happens when somebody is self-harming, they have a really high emotional state. And so they're trying to relieve the emotional state because they don't have other appropriate coping skills.
And that makes sense, guys. That makes sense. You're feeling bad, right? You're feeling shitty mentally, and it makes you feel something else, somewhere else. All right. Thank you for the prayers, guys. No, that I'm sorry. That picture was from today, Chrissy, but the picture of today, I don't know why you say it can't be, but the picture, I believe that picture might have been from the hospital that he was in before. So the picture came from today. I don't know if that was today. I have it here. So we'll figure that out. If it wasn't, then hey, good call. Let's get back to it. But it came from today.
And so they'll turn to self-harm. And so people self-harm for a variety of reasons. It could be like the visuals involved. It could be the pain involved. It could be any number of things. Mm-hmm. And so people self-harm for different reasons. It's not suicidal. And so he wasn't trying to kill himself. Mm-hmm. He was trying to relieve whatever pain he was in at the time. However, it's really atypical, which is why it's, hitting the news. Sure. Where someone...
Now pay attention to this, because you're going to see Perez Hilton as he progresses over the years and, who he's become, what he looks like. And imagine being 48 years old and feeling like you have nobody, that you have to go to social media to have a mental break to get the freaking attention you need. I can't comprehend that. And I'm glad that I can't, right? He was alone in the residence, guys. Families were outside speaking with the deputies at the time, and authorities, I'm glad that they disengaged. They tactically disengaged at the time because he would have probably taken his own life. And they said that it was escalating to a unaliving by a cop scenario. You guys know what that means. So that's why we're focusing on mental health today, religious beliefs and psychosis, all of that kind of stuff, all the mental health things that we should talk about, that more people need to know about, is what we're talking about. I'm not giving you guys any kind of medical advice or definitions. I'm just telling you what I think. And here we go.
We'll delay that response, make sure they get on a live stream and do it in front of everybody. So there's an aspect of this that's probably attention seeking, which we understand with somebody who has been a celebrity for quite some time. But it's not typical for a kid or teen or even an adult to go in front of public and do something like this so that everybody can see it.
And he's been in the spotlight before for his mental health issues. He was he was hospitalized just earlier this year.
See?
The scary part is, so this was taken down by TikTok immediately as soon as it was flagged. But
no, I did not immediately.
People already screen recorded this. It's still out there, and that's what's scary as a parent when you're hoping and praying that my kids did not see this.
Yeah. So depending on how engaged in social media your child is, the more they're engaged, the more likely they are to have seen this. When I checked around this morning, it's still going around a lot. Lots of people screen recorded it. Lots of people with lots of followers or big social media presence have been passing this around, unfortunately. And frankly, it's disturbing.
And honestly, just if you've heard about this and are curious.
And here's the thing, if anybody has mental health, thank you for putting that up. I really wanted you to put that up. And the text crisis line, guys, if this helps anyone, if it helps one single person, then I did my job. All right. And thank you. Yes, it could be psychosis. I wish I had a doctor here that could tell me a little bit more. All right, let's continue. That's the only way you're going to understand this. A little bit. I don't understand it, but I'm trying to piece it together.
It is not worth to do this to your own mental health at any age.
Yes. If it's in front of you, swipe away quickly. Don't watch it. Don't check on it. You don't want to see it.
Yeah. Which brings me, before we go real quickly, something like this and self-harm, it is a problem. I know as a therapist, you've seen this with some of your patients. What's your advice to families?
So, if you've seen it or your kid is doing it or even you're doing it. And so what tends to happen is supporters, they'll either overreact and decide that the person is suicidal, which isn't what's happening, or they'll underreact and they'll say that it's not a big deal.
Oh, man, I did not mean to do that, my friends. That just goes to show you I was done with that one. Let's take a look at the surveillance video from the first responders. You guys get the deal.
Is in a South Florida hospital right now after an apparent mental health breakdown that he streamed live on social media. We're not showing you the video because it's graphic. This video shows authorities responding to his home. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner is your reporter live in Westchester. Morgan, what have you learned?
Naja, in this surveillance video, you can see as deputies are working to communicate with Hilton. This was not a rushed job. This, you can see through the surveillance video, lasted for hours. MDSO said their top priority was just getting him out alive. Video surveillance from 725 last night shows Miami-Dade County deputies approaching a house on Southwest 31st Terrace in Westchester, telling a man named Mario to come out. Mario is Perez Hilton's legal first name.
I think everybody in America, at least my demographic, knows who he is, but I would have never correlated the two of them together. Like a normal guy that lives there with the kids, and an older lady that I've seen there.
And you know what I know about him is the celebrity gossip guy that has 3 children. I always see his videos and him being happy. Hashtag smiling doesn't mean you're happy, but smiling with the children. That's the only reason. That's what I really knew about him. I didn't know any of this stuff, how bad and the things that he pushed people and the really bad, awful stuff that he said about and spread with celebrities. All right, let's continue. Yes, unplugged.
I would have never.
Dr. Maria Granadillo and other neighbors say he recently moved in.
They moved there maybe 2 months ago, no?
Hilton posted back in June that he was moving his 3 kids back home to South Florida, where he is from, with his mother, and would post about going to some of his favorite places.
As a medical health professional, if someone can do that to themselves, they can do that to others. So of course, I was a little bit scared, and then I was mostly concerned about him and the kids because I knew there were 3 kids in there. So just trying to kind of figure out if they were okay. I knew they were out of the house, but it was just very shocking.
So when their streets filled up with deputies, they were shocked. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office said they received multiple 911 calls about someone who was live streaming acts of self-harm on social media. Alarming video from Hilton's TikTok Live appeared to show Hilton with a large knife, naked and covered in blood. Too graphic to show. MDSO spoke with the family to confirm he was alone inside, which gave them the time to de-escalate and open communication with him. MDSO said they got him out safely and transported him to the hospital. In this surveillance video, you can see the ambulance waiting outside of the home. Neighbors confirmed with us that they did see the children outside of the home. It's unclear where they are now. I can tell you that someone is inside of the house behind me. Someone opened up the door for a cleaning crew that arrived about an hour ago. But when we tried to talk to the woman who opened up the door, she ducked out of the way and did not want to provide any sort of.
And rightfully so. People don't want that. But hey, he's used to that type of thing. His Nevada residence was placed up for sale for quick sale. Is that what you're trying to say? All right, guys, I'm going to remind you again. Do me a favor. Hit the like button if you come in. Hit the like button if you go out. If you don't like the content that I provide, hit the unlike button and see your way out of here. All right. If you have the means to get a membership, gift a membership, or what have you, please do. I'm also going to gift a membership when I'm done piecing this all together. All right. I got to piece this together a little bit more before I continue. So let's get this out of here. And let's take a look at some of the sister arrives. Let's look at this real quick so you guys can see the families there, what happened. All right, Perez Hilton's sister arrived at Miami. I'm going to take that away. How his attempt to harm himself. Today's August 5th. This came out August 5th at 6:18 p.m. Eastern. Now, Perez Hilton's sister, Barbie Lavandeira, arrived at the gossip blogger's home in Miami just hours after he was hospitalized following the concerning live stream. Now, she kept a low profile in a pair of sunglasses you can see down there, and she drove herself to the residence as seen in pictures on page 6. According to an eyewitness, she seemed to be asking cops stationed outside how she can get into the house, which Hilton moved into his family earlier this summer. Guys, this just happened. Authorities showed up at the property, taped it off, as you guys saw. They said standard procedure. Many people were out there and they were saying some awful things. I'm just glad they took him. There's no active criminal investigation. They retrieved him. He's Baker acted and hopefully he's safe now. So according to eyewitness, Barbara appeared to ask the cops how she can get in. They also asked the cops to back off so that they wouldn't end up in that, cop self-harming deal. Now, his name is Mario Lavandeira Jr. He changed his name to reflect and kind of almost make fun of or use, in a way, Perez Hilton. So when you look at Perez Hilton, that's not his name. That was the name he used to move forward. All right. His main focus is being a good father to his 3 children and a good brother to his sister, Barbie, and looking after his mom. He's got a lot of things to do. He adores his family. He does everything for him. His whole life revolves around them. He's a family man. The media personality also gushed over his sister back in March while detailing a previous hospitalization, guys, due to ulcer and sepsis. Okay. He says, I have to thank my sister for everything. He said, his voice cracking with emotion. My sister is my angel. I honestly believe if it weren't for my sister, I'd probably be dead. He also noted at the time that his sister goes above and beyond to help him in times of need. All right. She flew out there twice and was here most of the time, he says, even though she has a young daughter and her husband live in Los Angeles. He continued, again, if it weren't for my sister, I don't know I could have gone through this. My experience has definitely brought me closer to my sister. I'm thankful for her. I love her so much. All right. Father of 3 welcomed Mario, 13, Mia, 11, and Mate. I'm not sure how to say that. Mate, 8 via surrogacy, which was hospitalized late Tuesday after a TikTok depicted him harming himself. All right, then you see him out there. We'll run into pictures of the kids. They're posted everywhere. He doesn't hide them. All right. So that was from his previous hospital visit. It says right here, this came out today, but it was from a previous social media upload that was hospitalized late Tuesday after the live stream. So that's why I confused that. There he is. Look at that. Back in 2022, calling his sister an angel. All right. And guys, additionally, not only did he move to Vegas, but he hadn't settled yet. And he was hit hard, like somebody said earlier, with the extreme medical bills from the hospitalizations. And, I'm going to tell you the problem now is he's banned from all the social media platforms. So I hope that he does something to bring himself back where he can financially support himself, guys. He's been doing this since the early 90s, early 2000s. He's been around forever. He says, I just want to provide a good life for everybody. I know that for the reason the past few months have been really hard on him. All right, let's continue. A lot of talking today, guys. Hit that like button for me. Okay, let me do this. I don't know what I have up on the screen. I can't believe I didn't have anything. What's up, guys? Yes, he's in the hospital. He's Baker acted for 72 hours. Okay, a Baker Act is what they call when you get hospitalized. You get hospitalized on their at their discretion. They hospitalize. You can't leave. He can't leave. All right. The neurological impairment of sepsis, delirium, can persist for months or even longer. You know, I looked into that, and it's a possibility, but they're saying based on his Baker Act and the medical attention he got, they don't think it's from that, but hey, it could be a contributor. All right. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, involuntarily being put into a mental hospital. Unlike Jennifer Soto, who put herself in hospitals many times to either A, get herself medication, or B, I don't know, just not get charged for what happened. All right, let me, where's the heck did this go? I wanted to show you guys something because I'm showing you things that led up to this. And then I will also show you the article of him moving from Miami took a toll. And he said that before the live stream incident. All right, let's take a look at this real quick because some of these things they have little bits in them. He talks about moving back to Miami on July 1st after his health scare. This is what kicked off a lot of things.
And it is exciting because he's here right now. Our next guest has been making headlines as long as the celebrities he writes about. He's built one of the biggest names in entertainment news. He's never afraid to share an opinion. And if you've ever found yourself deep in a celebrity rabbit hole, chances are he's had something to do with it. Please welcome pop culture commentator, author, and founder of PerezHilton.com, Perez himself. But welcome.
Now, I have to do, obviously, terms of service. So I got to stop it just a little. I can't play it. And Janice, I'm not sure what you mean by back in the 70s, it wasn't possible to come out. Now you just live alone. Do you mean come out like come out of the closet when you're gay? Is that what you mean by come out? Because, I mean, Perez Hilton has been out and gay forever. However, a lot of people talk shit about him just for that. Today's society is not for gay males. I'll tell you that. There's so many people that have said to me, Jay, I love you. I don't believe in, man on man having sex or women on women, but it's okay. Girls are natural and guys are disgusting. That's the same sentiment that still comes across today. Denise, you got to buy my book. Hey, there's an opportunity. Buy my book. Reason 111 Why I'm Gay. There you go.
Thanks for having me.
And welcome to Miami. We're very glad you chose home to come back to.
I know, it's been 30 years and it's really wonderful to be home.
Yeah, because you grew up here, actually.
Yes, I was born and raised in Miami, went to Belen Jesuit.
Wow.
And life took me all over from New York to Los Angeles and Las Vegas. And I'm so happy to be back where it all started.
And only here for a few weeks now.
Guys, he's not really that happy. And we're covering this after. We're literally covering why it happened in a psychological type of way, not a way of religion. That was just my little take on what I'm thinking about the people in Hollywood. All right. So thank you for that, Cal. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute because I got to tell you, that book will make you laugh. It might make you cry, but the people that have read my book, and no, you don't have to be gay. The people that have read my book, however, have said it made it easier for them to look at themselves in that way and say, am I this or am I that? Or what? She went through this and people go through that. It's just really good for that from what I've heard. Love is love, right? But it's still a factor, especially for men. I feel bad.
What is it like being back home? Miami has changed so much since you lived here.
Yep.
Well, I'm overwhelmed with boxes still because we moved cross country from Vegas, but we've hit up some of the spots that I loved going to when I was young, like Versalles and El Palacio de los Jugos. And I did go to a new restaurant in Brickell, and that area is so different from what I remember, Yamashiro. And I'm just so excited to get to discover the Miami of 20.
And guys, one of the doctors that I was listening to said the people that have the most shine, people that have the biggest smile might be the people that are hurting the most. All right. Think of that. And by the way, Perez moved primarily for his older mom. What he's saying in this is not true. He wants it to be true, but it's not. All right. Peekaboo. I loved it. It gave me a great perspective. I have similar thoughts about some of what you wrote. Well, thank you. And you, I don't know why they're sitting so far apart, but
26.
Well, listen, there is a reason why everyone from the West Coast, East Coast has really started to call Miami home. And I read online, God told you to make Miami home. Why is that?
God told him.
I nearly died this year.
Guys.
Twice. I had severe sepsis and landed in the hospital for 21 days. And then I was back in the hospital a few weeks after that with a massive.
Like I said before the breakdown, and I hope this is making more sense to you now that we're giving context to what went down and what could have caused this, all right? What could have caused this mental break? I think it's a combination of things, though.
Deep vein thrombosis. And in Vegas, I loved it there, but my mom, who lives with me and my children, and we don't have any family there. Do. And I think that huge health scare where it really felt like I was going to die, I woke from that experience with such clarity. And it said, you need to be where you have support.
Yeah. And it's such a healthy lifestyle here. We're outdoors. We're always doing something. And it doesn't always have to be crazy. We do have that healthy living here too.
I love that. I'm all about being healthier. I used to not be so healthy.
Yeah, he used to be a lot thicker. He looks a lot different now that he's aging. All right. And thank you guys for everybody in chat is being so awesome today. All right. Homophobia didn't cause his breakdown. Absolutely not. We're just talking about the society and how it views people of his age. And I'm the same age. The reason I even wrote a book, Purple Prose, it's not because people wanted to hear about my sex life. It wasn't about a sex life. Life is about the culture. It was about how, as an American person that is gay, lesbian, transgender, whatever, LGBT, gets through things. That's it. That's all. All right. Let's continue.
And the last, 15 years, I've transformed my life, both physically and emotionally and spiritually.
And you look fantastic. And even the energy that you give off is very comfortable.
I got dad vibes.
Yeah, I guess that's what changed. You have kids and then everything changes.
I mean, I'm still fun, I think. I'm still sassy. But, life has its seasons. And I approach what I do now seriously as a journalist, but I'm very mindful of how I talk about things.
And I want to talk about that, how much you've evolved, and in like every career.
And they're going to talk about him evolving. Like I said, God wanted him to move to Miami. So he's following these things that he thinks, right? And this is where we are. I feel like last year made pre-existing mental issues worse. All it takes is one bad day. And you're right, Felonious Flacco, how many children are out there taking their parents' lives and vice versa? We have 555 people in chat, 555. Please do me a favor. Say a prayer for Perez Hilton, his family, and anybody that needs mental health help. All right? All right, let's continue.
Does is we went from blogger to now celebrity headlines. We're going to report the facts. Journalist. When did that transition really happen? And what is it like to be in this place now compared to where you started?
I would say the transition started in 2010 when I became healthier. And there are some people who, I don't even like to say the word out loud. There's some debate about whether we should use it or not. It's not a bad word, but I like to call it healthy or unhealthy. But back when I was FAT, I was probably really miserable in many ways. And once I started to find that connection to a healthier life, I became a happier person.
I'm not so sure about that, guys. I don't think you guys are either. Yes, people don't choose to be gay. That's who they are. It's not the easiest. And yeah, nobody would choose that. Thanks, Mama Pearl. And welcome, JMC Carthy World. Welcome. You guys give this person a warm welcome. Yeah, absolutely. We need more mental health awareness, or this wouldn't be happening. We wouldn't have Lindsay Clancy taking all 3 of her children out of this world and then jumping off of a roof. We wouldn't have parents waking up with their children with a rifle to them and then taking their lives and turning it on themselves. We wouldn't have parents throwing their babies away like they are. Guys, this world is getting worse.
And I even had different thoughts. And that's when I began to think about doing things differently. And then having children also, I was just very more aware of the consequences of my words.
What's it like having an opinion now? Because you still have an opinion,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
you say it differently.
I have a podcast as well, and I share my opinion twice a week. I understand that no matter what I say, I will upset some people, but the intention is never to be mean. Like, it's just to be playful and talk about the current events and talk about music and talk about what's.
Unfortunately, though, when you're doing something like that, all right, when you're doing a gossip article, or you're doing something where you're making fun of or poking at, it really does hurt. It hurts them. It's not just lighthearted. Not at all. Hey, 555 palindrome angel number. Awesome, Nikki. Thank you. Jay, I know you don't believe me, but ever since Obamacare came into office, there's been a war against white men, both gay. It's not about me believing you or not. I just typically don't bring politics into my religious or spiritual beliefs. I mean, for me, this doesn't have anything to do with that, but I understand what you're saying. I just don't want people to start, talking about that. So it doesn't mean I don't believe you. It just means that, I don't typically intertwine the two.
It's trending in a way that's not cruel or nasty.
Well, I love this Perez Hilton.
Thank
This is
you.
nice. And by the way, we were supposed to do so much more because I could just talk to you for hours. We were supposed to cover some headlines, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande. I mean, there's
Did we
so
run out of
many
time?
things. We ran out of time. I know, but can you come back?
I'll have to come back.
Okay, that's a promise to everybody watching right now. Please come back. You are welcome anytime, as long as my producer and executive producer.
All right, so guys, leading up to everything, and there we go. Let me continue with this, guys. I'll keep that up for a second. Let me just tell you a little bit about who Perez Hilton is in case you didn't know before. You're starting to see the picture, right? They call him the internet's most unfiltered gossip blogger. Now, there's so many bloggers nowadays, guys, that, he gets lost in the shuffle of all the newer ones, right? You start to hit a certain age and you're just not as relevant to people. And it's true. It's true. It doesn't matter how relevant you want to be. That 20-year-old girl or the 30-year-old guy is going to be better looking than you. It's going to get more attention than you. No, you're good, Claw. You know how I am. I don't get like that. He needs to get a real career where he has a real job, because clearly he hasn't figured out how to make YouTube work. He certainly hasn't made YouTube work, and now he's banned from all of these platforms. All right. So that's the thing is, so you guys know today is what, August 5th? What day are we on? Wednesday? Last night, after I was done streaming, there was an emergency service called. Emergency services were called on the live stream he was doing. Okay. Now, guys, it appeared to be self-harming on TikTok. They weren't pulling it down, but people were sharing it faster than you can say, okay. All right. Luckily, he was safely recovered at the time. I want you to think about who he is for a second and who he's become. Let me go to this real quick. Esquire is who is Perez Hilton. Everything you need to know about internet's most unfiltered gossip bloggers. Just real quick, for millennials and 90s kids, he engrossed in pop culture. Perez Hilton is likely a very familiar name or face. He's a media personality born Mario Armando Lavandeira Jr., and he became incredibly famous in the 2000s as a celebrity gossip blogger with unfiltered tone, guys, which takes a lot of, if you're not filtering it and you're just trash talking Britney Spears or any of these people that have addictions or bulimia or whatever, you're part of the freaking problem. And I gotta say, he was part of the problem. All right, I'm not bashing him, but I'm saying his coverage of A-listers and the young stars is very damning and very cruel. It's not just a joke, as well as pressuring queer celebrities to come out. All right, back then you didn't just come out. Now, given the success of his blog, which he claimed was drawing over 8 million readers, In 2007, it was only a matter of time before he entered the realm of celebrity himself. All right. The self-styled queen of mean, they call him the queen of mean. His commentary on award shows and the many photographs of him mingling with the celebrities and personal sections of his blog garnered attention and transformed him into what you guys might not know now, a big media celebrity. People know him. All right. His influence arguably hit its peak in 2008. Now, if he hit his peak in 2008, guys, we're coming up on 20 years here that he hasn't been relevant or as relevant as he like, right? He did a headline grabbing house party for no reason in particular. Hilton invited all the celebrities he had on speed dial to a friend's house in Los Angeles. Then the likes of Lady Gaga, Amanda Bynes, Katy Perry, Mika, Josh Groban, and Emmy Rossum attended, and many photos from the night have become iconic culture markers in the late 2000s. Now, they're just snapshots of a very different time in celebrity culture. Guys, this is just before many of the people actually exploded into stardom and social media became huge. All right, so you saw him earlier on, and then you see him here at some awards show. You can kind of see he lost some weight. He looks a lot skinnier and not as healthy. His blog declined in popularity in 2010. Despite his promises to soften the tone, the rise of social media had a big impact on the celebrity ecosystem. Now, guys, you can't lighten your tone when you're trying to be nice now after 20 years and other people are sharks. All right, they're sharks. They say anything to get attention. Now, gaining more ownership over the image via personal accounts on Instagram and other platforms. In response, Hilton attempted to broaden his own reach via podcasts, videos, and at the height of social media. Now, he wrote a book back in 2020 called TMI, My Life in Scandal. He admitted that he had a lot of misgivings about his previous approach. I have a ton of regrets, he says, particularly because I now see that I never needed to be so mean or cruel. He writes, one of the many things I regret is that I hurt so many people by giving them nasty nicknames. And above all that, I was unkind to the children of celebrities. Guys, this is what's running through his head while he's doing that, in my opinion. Now, he continued to express remorse for his old approach to gossip journalism. And most recently, in a video he shared on social media earlier this year, right, speaking to his fans, said, I made a lot of mistakes in my past. We all have. Nobody's perfect, but my mistakes are very public. The internet is forever. Receipts are forever. And I carry with me deep shame and regret. I'm sorry. I will continue to apologize. I have also reached out to make amends. I have apologized publicly and privately to dozens of people. All right, that's how you can feel the remorse, guys. That's how you hear what's happening, what's going on. All right. Let's take a look at the latest, and then I got something for you. How could this happen? We're gonna do we're gonna go on a level of like with the doctor, and I wish I could have Kirsty Flaw on here, but she does such a great job. I don't need her to be on here, so we're gonna hold on. We're gonna find out how it can happen in a clinical sense. Let me pull this off. But before we do that, let's go to a quick update of what's happening right this freaking minute. All right, let's get to it. I'm gonna pull this down. I don't know what I have on the screen for you, but I got so many screens up, guys. Hit the like button while you're waiting. I know I don't normally keep you guys waiting, but yeah, it is what it is. My internet is not going that fast. Come on, you could do it. All right. I have so many clips. All right, hold on. Okay, now speaking of Harvey Levin, he looks like he turned into is turning into a wolf. He needs to get a little bit of downtime as well, because with this David case, he's been running himself ragged. All right, so look at him there. Everybody says he looks tired, etc. And the reason I went to TMZ, guys, is because, well, they covered the things, they cover Hollywood type of things. Stop using tiny keyboards, Fark. Fark War. All right. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. All right, listen, this is an update from hours ago. Now, Perez Hilton hospitalized after the live stream, and then we're getting into how the hell this happened more clinically rather than spiritually. All right. So it's a combination of things, in my opinion.
Perez Hilton, who really started around the time TMZ did with a very successful platform, had an incident last night that is just horrific. When authorities came to his place in Miami, he was bloodied. He had cut himself repeatedly with a knife. He was having some sort of breakdown. And this all happened live on a TikTok live stream. And people were horrified. It is so graphic that it is really impossible to describe this. But the horror.
So here's the thing. I got to tell you guys, he needs to forgive himself. All right. Any of you guys that have done something wrong, you need to forgive yourself and give it to God. There's nothing that you can do to change what Julie DJ says. I'm sorry, some of the things he has done in the past are unforgivable. And when he did that on Big Brother in the UK, it nearly got the program banned. Well, he got himself banned as well. He got his whole freaking platform banned, and that's his livelihood. That's a big part of his livelihood. He needs to forgive himself. It's not about us. It's not about social media. All right. It's about his children that need him at this point.
Of watching him mutilate himself and just go through what, I'm not a doctor, but what certainly seems like some kind of a breakdown, a psychotic breakdown, is really heartbreaking. Sure. There are things behind this. People here at TMZ, the producers, have been working on this story since it happened.
So we're actually giving an update right now, Crime Time Grind. You just came in, and that's what it is. He's at a hospital. He's Baker acted. His mom and his sister are there, and he's on the mend. Baker acting is 72 hours or 3 days or 72 hours. Then he'll be out, and then hopefully he lays low. All right. TMZ stands for 30 mile zone. 30 mile zone, LOL, Hollywood zone. All right. Let's continue, guys. Come on. I'm going to gift a membership right now. I know I've been saying that all show, but I have a little break. Let me gift a membership. Hopefully somebody else, somebody gets one. Come out and say hello. Yes. Thank you, Jessica. Nobody's perfect. When you can point your finger at somebody else, guys, there's 10 fingers pointing back right at you. I assure you.
Happened last night. But there is controversy over whether TikTok took down this live stream quickly enough, what caused Perez Hilton to end up this way, but he was taken to the hospital. He has 3 young kids. And now the question, what's going on there? Because he is a single parent and we're not exactly sure what the status is, but this is a desperate situation.
I mean, it was terrifying. There were thousands of people on that TikTok live stream. It came up on a bunch of our feeds as well. And so we were told by officers in Miami that their tip line was getting blown up. They got several calls and they were actually able to track down where Perez was, because people on the live stream were like, where are you? What's your address? How can we call cops? And they arrived at his home. They confirmed.
That's exactly what was happening, guys. All of that. And I literally heard his number. He was giving out his number. All right. It was crazy. You're welcome, Crime Time Grind. Thank you, E. Erickson. Guys, I just gifted a membership. If you receive that membership, come on out and let us welcome you and say hello to everybody. All right. I do think that we should absolutely do more trending topics that doesn't have to be true crime necessarily, but I need you guys for that. So Bear, I did look into the sepsis syndrome. It affects the 50% of survivors. My father lost his leg to the same thing Perez was sick from, and I did look into that and I researched it, and everything said it could have been post sepsis syndrome, but it probably wasn't. All right. The live stream, they kept it up for a good 30 minutes or so, right? I don't know. I have clips of it. All right. I have clips of him just naked cutting himself up. And what she's describing is exactly what happened.
The kids were not home. They were not inside. It was just Perez inside. And they were trying to de-escalate the situation from outside with the family and giving them support as well.
So he's had issues over the last year. He had sepsis, went into the hospital for a long time.
For sure.
Yep. And actually, Devin and I have been doing some digging, just kind of, trying to get a better idea of what this past year has been like for him. And what we're both hearing is that he has had a lot of financial issues somewhat recently. Obviously, he was hospitalized, had a lot of medical bills, but he recently made a move from Las Vegas to Miami. We're told that.
Guys, when you're a true crime creator or even a content creator, you don't get away from that stuff, all right? Yes, my phone was blowing up with messages, videos of it that were still up on TikTok and screen recordings and people asking me, what do you think, Jay? And I'm like, well, let me watch it and I'll tell you what I think. So then I was on all the different channels that were live streaming it. And I got a lot of negative feedback when I said, say a prayer for him. People were just bashing him like, you should take your life anyway, blah, blah, blah. Hello, Elizabeth from Scotland. Welcome.
When Perez was in Las Vegas, he was
living in Las Vegas.
He was living in Las Vegas. He was treated like a king. In Vegas, they would comp everything for him because he was their local celebrity. But then when he made this move to Miami recently, they don't comp like that in Miami. And we know that he had been telling some people that he was frustrated with a lot of that. It was affecting him financially. So it kind of just
So he was literally living off the comps?
I mean, it helped.
It helps.
It helps when you go to a restaurant and they, put on the white gloves, they open the door for you and pay for your meal, pay for your hotels, pay for anything that you need, maybe drivers. But when you go to Miami, they just don't do it like that over there. It's the new LA where people are wanting to be there. They're wanting to be seen, and you got to do that on your own dime. Of course, if you're Tom Brady, it might be a little different, but he just wasn't getting that red carpet treatment like he was back in Vegas.
Another factor that
And that happens, guys, especially when you've got all these new people in the Hollywood scene, all these social media, these influencers that came the hell out of nowhere. They're 20 years younger and much better looking. And I'm not trying to clown on him. I'm 47 years old, guys. As soon as the next new thing comes on YouTube or the new whatever, people are like, okay, you're old news. I liked you for 3 years, but now we got this new, so, hey, top secret, you're in Vegas. He wasn't treated like a celebrity in any way. Well, thank you for saying that. That's interesting. What a contrast of opinions, huh?
Is that the move took a very emotional toll on him in the sense that he really liked living in Vegas. However, his older mom, who's originally grew up in Miami, wanted to go back to Miami because a lot of her family's there, their family's there. And so he kind of prioritized his mom, who wanted to be in Miami. She hated Vegas. So he thought long and hard about it and said, listen, my mom's in her final years of life. If this is what she wants and she wants to be closer to her family.
So she was with him in Vegas?
Living with him in the house that
was she taking care of the kids with him?
My understanding
She was with the kids when they returned to the house. While he was inside, because they showed up to the house.
The kids did?
Yeah, the kid. I was told by a neighbor that the kids, and they believed, they didn't know who he was at the time, but the woman that was living with him at the house, which I believe is the mom, they showed up to the house when all this was going on.
Do we know what the status is with the kids?
And before I even knew much about him, I was like, man, he's just not a good looking dude, right? And there's certain days I see him in the older stuff, I'm like, he's okay. I don't know why he doesn't have a husband and a bunch of support. But maybe that's what he built himself on. That's how he prided himself. I saw somebody say there was a possible romance scam that he got scammed out of $5 million. Who knows? Hey, Lucy Day, good to see you. Yeah, OG, Nikki, OG. But I am 47, guys, and that's what happens. People come, there's new thing in town, and there it goes, all right? All right, reach out. Let's continue, because we still got to go over the why the hell this happened on a different level, psychological level.
It's because I would think that somebody is going to try to get some kind of guardianship at some point.
I mean, you would have to imagine it's going to be his mom.
Well, he's currently
Now, guys, I gotta tell you this: his family is way too supportive of him than to try to take his kids. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. If I had to bet on something, I would bet on Black right now, and Black is that he's going to be just fine with his children. His mom's already been watching them most of the time. She already lives with them, and the sister works for him and now knows that he needs more emotional support. All right. So I really, truly don't think his children are going to get taken away at all. And if his sister lives there too, then there you go. All right. It's okay to not feel okay. Talk to some. Agreed. Agreed. And if you have you need those endorphins pumped, or you need that adrenaline, go get a tattoo, guys. Don't do that whole.
But how old is his mom?
I mean, his mom, I'm not exactly. She's elderly, but she's the one who helps him take care of the kid.
I mean, he's currently Baker acted right now, so that means a 72-hour self-evaluation psych hold. So she will have the kids for that period, but it's unclear if she's going to file for full guardianship.
And if she gets full custody of the kids, to the
not
kids,
gonna
it wouldn't really be anything out of the.
Guys, they're just purely just speculating to have a conversation here. I'm going to tell you right now, with the research that I did and the family that supports him, they're not doing anything with those kids. And if the sister is from LA and she's over there, she'll be back and forth. They all financially depend on him. All right. Now, it's not safe for children what he did. I agree, Spunky Girl.
Ordinary, because we know that she's
she was
been
taking
in
care
their
of the
life
kids
since
anyway.
they were
He also
really
has a
young.
sister, so she could possibly.
Well, see, how active was he with his website? Because I thought there was a time when his sister was kind of running it.
So I don't know what he actually did with the website currently, but like he basically is like an influencer now, where he has a strong following on social media and will post and talk about the story. I mean, he was just talking about Ariana Grande like stepping away a day before. So
And was there any evidence of him looking distressed or?
Well, actually, I spoke with somebody that saw him just 2 weeks ago at an event in Miami, and they said that, recently he had found God again, and at this event, he was trying to, hobnob it with the people in.
So, absolutely, the mom's going to take custody. If they say someone's going to take custody, I'm sure it's going to be his mom. Like they just said, she's been taking care of them the whole time. She was there in Vegas taking care of them. How do you think he would be out there doing his thing? I don't know why that does that, but I'm back. That's where he moved. He moved from Las Vegas to Miami-Dade. Yeah, I said that too. I did say attention seeking, but I wasn't meaning it in like the nasty, nasty way. I just mean like, dude, these cuts were very superficial, guys.
Miami again, he's trying to find his footing there, and he was very like his conversations were very Jesus focused. They said he seemed fine, but one thing they did notice about him was he was very much about God in a lot of his conversations.
Before he left, I know I talked to someone that before.
And the mother was just somebody that held the baby to give birth, right? He doesn't have, not that I know of, that nowhere says that the baby mama's around. It was literally just, she was the mom was used just to give birth. He's got 3 of them and they're all biologically his. That's the only thing I really knew about him until this. I always followed him and I thought it was so adorable, all the stuff he does with his kids. And then I'm like, maybe it's not the best thing to put your kids on social media, but hey, what am I to say? I learned my lesson the hard way. I don't think there's going to be any kind of custody thing. If they do, it'll be a court thing, and the mom will. I don't think it's going to be a big deal like they're trying to frame it.
Before he left Vegas, they were saying that behind the scenes, he was very stressed about money and really hustling and looking for different ways to make money. And they didn't know if that was due to the mounting bills from the hospital, say, or what, but that was kind of his vibe before he moved to Miami.
This is really upsetting.
Hey, Harvey, our chat is wondering, you guys got a lot of reporting. They're wondering if you guys heard from TikTok on why they allowed his video to go on for so long.
So TikTok said, there were a lot of people who were saying that this was going on for 30 minutes. TikTok is saying, not the case, but they got like an automatic notice something was going on.
They have moderators that moderate every single live stream.
But the moderator didn't work.
Well, what happened is that I think it kept getting crashed and then coming back on, and several other people's live streams were like combining with Perez's because they were doing some sort of collab where you can request to be on the
what I was
same
told was
stream.
that when they realized what was going on, the moderator should have immediately taken it down, but for whatever.
Now, Crime Time Grime, he was doing that to his back, but it was literally like paper cuts. And I'm not kidding. Hopefully that comes out after. Hopefully hopefully the injuries that he did, they'll write it up and we'll know. But I'm telling you right now, what I watched of it, it was very superficial. He had the serrated portion of it face up, and he would use the back of it. And when it didn't do the job to make it bleed, he would take another spot where there's more fat under his chest and different spots. But I assure you, in my opinion of what I watched, it was very superficial. All right. It was like, that's what I saw. And I was like, man, he wants attention. Somebody needs to give this man the correct attention.
Reason that
Well,
didn't
it was
happen.
on and off the entire time, but TikTok is saying any claims that it was 30 minutes period.
They said it was half that.
It was half that.
But still,
They
anybody
immediately
watching
reported
it is shockingly upsetting.
Hi, it's Shannon from Pennsylvania, and I must say that I got a glimpse of that live last night from TikTok, and I am so thankful that Perez had people to actually reach out to get the help that he needed to be aided. He may have had so much on his plate and his changeover from moving from one state to the next.
Guys, I literally prayed last night for this man. It wasn't a butter knife. To me, it looked like a bread knife. You know how bread knives have serrated, they're serrated, right? It was serrated on one side and then the other. It was definitely not a butter knife. No, it was not a butter knife, guys. There was nothing about a butter knife. But I got all kinds of stitches on my hand. You could go from here, from the palm of my hand inside. A knife cut me. It's like one of those ones that you fillet fish with. I dropped it and it literally fell on my skin and went right into my hand. Now I lost feeling on my pinky. I assure you that was superficial compared to a regular knife. I think he was medicated at the time. Yeah, if you guys see the video, see it. I'm not going to say anything, but I saw it and yeah, it was a serrated bread knife and it was long and he was using it. It could be a steak knife. Who knows? Whatever. Right? Exactly. Blah, blah, gossip. I'm glad too, because men need help and love as well. Thank you for saying that. Blah, blah, gossip. Welcome. Hit the like button and do me a favor. Make sure you get the notification so you can come back.
Trying to please his mom at the last stage of, her being older. And I'm so happy that he did get the help that he needed at that point, because mental health is real and he needed that aid because he was just sick, being in the hospital. And this is just shocking. And I will never unsee that, what I saw on last night.
You and a lot of other people, they're saying exactly the same thing.
All right. Well, the video.
Do not try.
All right. So here we go. We're going to see from a different perspective, not religion, right? How could this happen? Guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. We still have 600 people in chat. Hit the like button. The video is there, Janie, but I'm not going to spread it. I have it, and a lot of people do as well. But I mean, it's not like something you have to see. If you see it, whatever. I'm not going to sit there and say, don't watch it. I say that if you have triggers and mental health issues, you probably don't want to watch it. If you don't, it really truly wasn't it wasn't the worst thing in the world, guys. It wasn't that bad. I felt like it was more of a I need help, attention seeking video. All right. And I just gifted another membership. Guys, if you receive that membership, come on out and say hello. Thank you, blah blah gossip. And I think I'm going to start doing a lot more even if I do once a week trending topics.
To find this video.
Yeah, we lost some time. Hold on, we don't need that.
Today, I've tried a few times.
Now, you can, in my description, guys, I have this lady, TMZ, and a couple other sources, right? So if you want to know who this is, it's hard to even say her name, Kirsty Fla, but that's her right there, Flossum. That is where you would go sub up. Again, we'll drop a link, and it's in the description.
Already, and I'm like, how do we talk about something like this, something that just happens? So last night, Perez Hilton did a live stream of himself trying to harm himself. A lot of people watched that video, and I just want to tell everyone before I even start talking about it, do not try to find this video. Do not even look at screenshots from that video, because it is deeply, deeply disturbing. Also, in this episode, I wanted to talk about an interview that Scott Eastwood just did with.
Please thank JM Carthy World for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. If you receive the membership, come on out and say hello as well. Thank you so much, JMC. I do appreciate you, and I know the chat does as well. Yeah, I mean, you can't unsee it, and it's just whatever. If you're going to be triggered by it, we're giving you a description of what it is. It looks like, if you ever watched the movie Carrie, Stephen King's Carrie, that's what it looked like in the video. Literally. It didn't even look like real blood. Now I know it was, but to me, it didn't look like it.
Dax Shepard. And they discussed one of Scott Eastwood's most disturbing experiences on a film set and how Hollywood and the film industry attracts psychopaths. Yeah, this episode is not going to be very uplifting. And I have to say, I'm sorry about that before we start anything. I also want to mention that there are people in this comment section sometimes trying to scam you, pretending to be me. So if you see someone giving you a WhatsApp number,
we don't know who that is. So
about a year ago, for a while, you might know that he was on my channel.
So look, she had him on the channel. Great perspective for this. Now, you guys are probably going to find a lot of creators through my channel, anybody that's here, because I take other creators and I comment on and react to videos. I do put stuff out there myself. Obviously, I can read just like they do, but I like to have other creators. So yeah, definitely. Thank you for seeing that. That's what it was. Okay, so there she is with Perez.
Last year. It's about a year ago now. I know he's had a journey with ups and downs.
For the majority of my career, because I was so selfish, because I didn't care who I hurt. I just cared about the views, the attention, the money.
Aww.
People hated me. Some people enjoyed it, but it felt like most people hated me.
And only a few months ago, he was hospitalized and he suffered from sepsis, which is a serious condition. But then he went back online. He kept doing his videos on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. And I just noticed that only a day ago, Perez Hilton posted a video sharing his concerns about Ariana Grande.
A lot of people.
So I couldn't even pull that up because it was gone and I didn't have a screen record of it. So that's it. 2 days before he's putting that on her. All right. Yeah, I could read. All right. That's all they do. If you look at him reporting, they're just reading something. That's all it is. It's content creator. The live stream, somebody said, was 34 minutes. That's because it got cut off. There were several times where it got cut off and people were still filming it. There's not much confusion, my friend. It was literally about 34 minutes. There were 4 other people on there. And he ultimately was giving himself a bunch of paper cuts and asking people to reach out and call whoever, call law enforcement, call his phone. He put his phone number out there. It's pretty simple. I mean, I'm not even going to show a blurred version because I don't want that coming from my page.
Care and are concerned about Ariana Grande. I would consider myself one of them. And she is addressing all of the chatter about her health directly. And wishing her the best. And wishing anyone out there that's hurting the best as well.
Okay, so what happened in the next 24 hours? Luckily, last night, I was asleep when this happened because I'm here in Spain right now. But when I woke up this morning, my social media was exploding with people warning about Perez Hilton's latest live stream. So I'm not going to go into details of what this live stream was. I'm just going to give you a little idea. He had no clothes on himself, saying mean things about himself to the people watching. What's really, really troubling about this, apart from, of course, his mental health struggles here, is that people were able to watch this for 30 minutes on TikTok.
He kept on saying, I don't know why TikTok still has it up. I mean, that was crazy. Yes, he was. That's what he was doing. He was cutting himself on a TikTok live and spreading it for the effect. I'm telling you, he'd take the sharp side and do that, and it wouldn't give him the effect it wanted. So he'd go to another spot, and then he'd smear it around. All right? It's simple how. It's simple because all it is it was a awful 34-minute video, and we're talking about what happened before, during, and then the aftermath without playing it. We can't play it, so we're doing the best we can. And I don't want to play it. I wouldn't do that to you guys.
And because a lot of people were shocked by this, a lot of people started watching it, and the algorithm kept pushing this video. So who knows how many teenagers, how many young people, how many people in general actually watched this video before it was taken down. I've heard from people who watched it who says that this is the most traumatizing thing they've ever seen on the internet. Luckily, a lot of people called the authorities and they came to his house. And after some negotiations with him, they managed to talk him out of it, and he left in an ambulance, and he's now getting help. We don't know about his physical or mental condition at this time, but we do know.
Well, we do know. We know that he's in a hospital. He was Baker acted. Today is the first 24 hours. He has at least 2 more days in there, and his family is surrounding him. All right. So that's where he is right this moment. This was from last night. This is the live stream that people were on. 8,000, 12,000. It was crazy. All it was this. And you could see him going past the window, because one of the big shocking things was him being naked. Oh yeah. Listen, Crime Time Grind, when I get a little paper cut, when I'm tearing up boxes and I get a paper cut, one little paper cut hurts like hell. So I'm not trying to give that impression that it didn't hurt. What I'm saying is it was superficial on the skin. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to cut through my hand, guys. Want to see all the way? No, it wasn't like that. And it wasn't fake. It just wasn't as, hard as something else might be.
That his 3 children and his mom, who he lives with in Florida, were not at the house at the time when this happened. And now people are really reacting to how social media could let this happen. How could they allow this to go on for 30 whole minutes? We don't have the answers yet. I know from people who contacted me, said that they tried to report the video several times. So I don't know what was going on in Perez Hilton's mind. As I just showed you the video he posted a day earlier, he seemed totally fine. I don't know what triggered this, and no one really knows at this point, except from Perez, maybe himself. And I'm sure we're going to get some more answers here. What is really scary about this incident to me is that we've seen mental breakdowns before, but we've never witnessed it happen in real time. We saw the paparazzi photos of Britney Spears when she was shaving her head. Images were shared.
Guys, this has been happening. The Old Town Road guy, that happened to him very publicly. There's a lot of people that have very publicly done something like this. All right. And obviously it's pretty unforgivable. People aren't going to forget that. And neither is the social media platform when you're banned forever. All right. Hey, Just Pepper, good to see you, my friend. Come on in. Yeah, he was saying that, but I don't think he really wanted it. It was one of those things that he was just, yeah, he didn't really, he definitely a mental break.
In newspapers, online, and by Perez himself. But now that we get to participate and watch this happen in real life, that is on another level of disturbing. I'm so glad that I never watched that video, because I'm one of those people who get curious about things. And as a journalist as well, I have this urge to investigate things. So as soon as I heard, don't watch that video, the first thing I did was go online and try to find it. So I'm just telling everyone here, from what I've seen, this blurry little thing, don't even go there. Please don't try. Anyways, I wanted to say that I wish Perez Hilton all the best, and I really hope that he can recover.
And we all do. But again, if you can watch it and you can find it, go watch it. I'm not going to tell you not to. I watch stuff like that. I saw the freaking autopsy photos of too many people. I'll just say that
mental breakdown that he had, and I hope people can recover from actually having to see that.
Actually, I'm so thankful to a lot of your community and my community and people that I don't know who have supported me.
Anyways, let's talk about Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son. He's been in a few movies already. He made a name for himself by now, and he was on Dax Shepard's podcast a couple of days ago, where he talked about a lot of things from his career. And then he mentioned an episode that he had on the set of the movie Fury with Brad Pitt, where he had an episode with Shia LaBeouf and almost got into a physical fight with him. And then they start talking about the industry and what kind of people that Hollywood or the film.
Hey guys, I think there's a combination of these things, but absolutely, I think that we're right in talking about the dark side of Hollywood and religion. I think those things absolutely affected his mental health. I mean, when I went over him being born in Miami with the Santeria and then being in New York and the dark underground gay scene. If you don't know about the gay underground scene in New York in the 90s, well, you should know. Even if you're gay or not, I'm telling you, it's not for the faint of heart. It's a lot of DRUGs and a lot of other bad things that come with it. All right. So, and again, many of these Hollywood people are said to be practicers of black magic or witchcraft. Who knows? I don't get into that. too much, but I hear about it.
Film industry attracts, and that's when I thought this got really, really interesting.
It's funny. The film industry is like it attracts psychopaths because it's an art. It's art, right? It's art and business, and they kind of intersect.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of delusion and self-grandeur.
Yeah.
And you have a desire to be observed.
Yeah. So narcissism.
Yeah. Like low-grade narcissism up to maximum narcissism.
yeah, exactly. Or just mentally ill too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mental illness.
Yeah, the film industry attracts psychopaths.
I love that she's saying that. And Raw 6460, you guys, welcome Raw here. Thank you. I saw a bunch and felt bad for thinking it was as bad as people made out. People are saying butcher knives. No, it was a bread knife. It seemed off to me. Me too. Right? It was real. It was a real cry for help. It was real cuts, but it wasn't in the way that I would explain some of these in the way people are explaining it. All right? I will. As a matter of fact, you can go get your own shirt. It's from Dixon. If you guys go to Dixon.com, and I'm not selling these or promoting them, but go to Dixon.com and you can get all these. They have female cuts and male cuts. And by the way, this is a female cut. Thank you very much. Yes, agreed. All right, let's continue. Hollywood attracts psychopaths.
And that is a heavy diagnosis to give someone. Can you imagine for people who have to deal with psychopaths and people that are so narcissistic and self-grandeur, as this other podcast host added to the conversation? Can you imagine working with people like that? I mean, now that we've seen how Ryan Reynolds operates and his wife, Blake Lively, I don't find this hard to believe at all. And there's so many stories out there that we haven't heard yet from things that have happened on sets, but people are so afraid to talk about it because they're worried that it will ruin their chances of getting another movie. I think for Scott to actually mention the story with Shia LaBeouf, it is not such a bombshell because we all know that Shia LaBeouf is a very troubled person. He did go into details here of what actually had happened, that he was spitting tobacco on a tank, and Shia LaBeouf said, "You can't do that." And Scott was like, "That is in the script, so I'm going to do that." And there was this whole physical fight almost going on. And I think he said that Brad Pitt had to step in and stop this fight from happening. And he also said, at one point, when people keep pushing and pushing and pushing you, you will react at one point. And I can't imagine the directors who have to deal with these kind of situations. And we all know who some of these people are and how.
Hey, it's always good to have a lawyer friend, right? E. Erickson is a criminal lawyer in Florida. If you need any explanation or direction to specific statutes in Florida, message me. Happy to help. You're awesome. Thank you. Florida has a mass amount of crimes and other various things going on, and I cover it quite often. So that's very kind of you, and I'd love to connect with you. All right, let's continue. Hollywood creates or gets psychopaths. Do they create them or do they come in being a psychopath?
Some of them are known to be method actors, meaning that they're inside this person that they're pretending to be 24/7. And that is obviously exhausting for everyone around them.
The forgiveness for behavior, which I don't excuse, because when bad behavior is bad behavior, it's like, this is a place of work. The crew got to go home. Everyone wants to be happy. People deserve to be respected. Doesn't matter if you're picking up a piece of trash or if you're saying the lines or if you're holding the camera, everybody has the same respect.
Carrie, you popped out of nowhere. I wanted to ask you about this. Did you get to see the video before it got pulled down? You normally are the first one to to screenshot and send it over. And I didn't see you yesterday. So I'm just curious. Yeah. Isn't blackface something with the Christian or I don't know, but I'd love to cover that. I do watch and follow a lot of these trending topics, but I don't cover it here because it's true crime that I cover. But trending topics and true crime, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Decency. Yeah. So it's like when you start infringing on that as a place of work, that's when it gets tough for me because I'm like, beat it.
And then they also mention how insecure a lot of actors are.
Yeah, a lot of insecurity too, right? It comes with acting sometimes because people, they're so tormented and then they're so insecure about their performance or what they're doing. And then they overcompensate with this like confidence or fake bravado. And then it's an ugly sort of cycle because you're like, hey man, just just be nice and cool.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we saw with Blake Lively on the set of It Ends With Us. Her insecurities about her body, about her appearance in general, really took a toll on everyone around her. And I've seen this with so many actors. They need so much validation. They are just addicted to this attention and to the validation.
Well, I'm like as insecure as the next guy. We're in showbiz, for God's sake. I mean, you can't even get your SAG card unless you have like stage 5 dysfunction.
Anyways, I hope more and more of these stories are going to come out, because I'm sure there's so many actors out there and actresses who had to work with people like this and never talked about it afterwards. There was an interesting article in the Hollywood Reporter just yesterday, an interview with Anna Taylor-Joy, who explained why method actors are almost always men. And they're saying here that
that's interesting, because this is my favorite freaking movie. This is I'm not a Joker fan or any of that. I don't follow that stuff, but he pulled this off. And I hope you guys have seen this, because this actor, he's phenomenal, but I believe he pulls from his own troubles. All right. Thank you guys for being here. If you're leaving, hit the like button, please, on your way out. All right, we're almost done, guys. I hope that I covered everything I could today for you. If you guys have any more questions or anything, try to drop it
When was
down.
the last time you heard about an actress going full method during a movie production, staying in character constantly, weighed down by her self-inflicted burden of inhabiting a role so completely that it seemed to consume their life? Pretty much never. So true. I've never heard about a woman who actually went method. And Anna Taylor-Joy says in this interview that if you'll notice, women don't method act because we have things to take care of. We can't completely lose our minds. I see acting as kind of like a controlled psychosis in a way. Interesting. You are pretending to be someone else and having their thoughts 16 hours a day and moving with them and living in their house and in their clothes. But I'm just very grateful that the people in my life understand that and know that. Sometimes if it...
I mean, guys, have you seen Amanda Bynes, and have you watched the kids of the 90s, Nickelodeon kids? Guys, all of those things attribute to shit like this. Is that really do people think that's healthy right there? Right? Do people think that's healthy? No. Do people say anything? No. Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are chosen. Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix is incredible. As a matter of fact, I tattooed his face on my leg. I tattooed a portrait of him as the Joker on my leg. I love that movie. All right, let's continue.
Gets a little bit out of hand. They call me by the character name and they'll be like, yo, we need to check in again. And she continues here to say, but yeah, I can't imagine keeping it up all the time, because again, you're going to work with hundreds of people. It is your responsibility to be good to them and to help them to do their best job. If you're too invested in being an asshole, then that's not going to be very fun. Yeah, then they're mentioning some of these men here who are known to be method actors, one of them being Daniel Day-Lewis, another one Jim Carrey. He did that for Man on the Moon. And Joaquin Phoenix did it for The Joker. And also a very disturbing human being, Jared Leto, was known for doing that for one of his previous movies. He used rubbers to people in the cast.
Well, guess what? Jared Leto is now in some trouble for, well, the typical things that everyone in Hollywood's in trouble for. Have you seen that? Yeah, I'd love to meet you guys in person and show the tattoos. Hey, Kim Wells. All right, right after this, I gotta show you the Amanda Bynes thing, because I want you to realize this isn't cool. And when people are doing that, it's a cry for attention, right? In my opinion.
As gifts. How sick is that? Yeah, talk about a town built on delusion, you guys. There's so many crazy people out there. I feel so sorry for all the people who have to work with these nutcases, who feel that they are more important than anyone else. And for them to perform art, everyone else has to suffer. Yeah, who wants to go to work every day and experience things like that? Anyways, that's it for me today, you guys. A little shorter episode here. I was so disturbed this morning after reading all the things about Perez Hilton, and I didn't know how to present all of that to you guys. I'm so glad I had my emotional support dog with me and my executive producer, Oscar, who is the most caring and loving little fluff baby in the world, who's never in and out of character. He's just like this.
She's talking about her dog.
All the time.
Did you run out of stuff, lady? Hold on. Yeah, see, guys, and thank you, Carrie. Carrie just sent me the full video, and I mean, again, it looks like something out of either Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Carrie. I'm going to just do this and flash it real quick, guys. You see that? Look at so many crime problems. Look at this real quick. Okay. Bam. That's it. You have to pause it. All right. It looks like a horror movie. So now I have the whole thing and context as well as audio. All right. So maybe I'll report back to you on what I see. Thank you, Summer Breeze.
I just love dogs so much. Anyways,
Okay.
take care, everyone.
All right, thank you for loving the dog so much. Let me show you some of the Holly weirdos, and then we will wrap it up. I guys, the 90s kids, this Amanda Bynes, I used to love her movies. She was so funny, and I still like her, but look what she did to herself.
Amanda Bynes gets an easy A+ for her new hairstyle. The She's the Man actress shows off her new platinum blonde hairdo while stepping out for a midday snack in Los Angeles June 14th. For the outing, Bynes wears her wavy hair down while wearing an all-black outfit comprised of an oversized t-shirt, leather pants with spiraled openings down the front, and a Chanel handbag. The 40-year-old also sports a natural eyebrow look, which contrasted a darker brow she was rocking before. Bynes' new platinum locks are in stark contrast to the black hairdo she wore in April when she was seen out and about in Los Angeles. Of course, the Amanda Show alum hasn't just focused on changing up her hairstyle. Last year, she revealed her plans to lose more than 40 pounds by using a diabetes medication. Others in Hollywood have been...
I mean, when we see Britney Spears and Amanda Bynes and we're watching these documentaries about these young boys being raped by their producers and their directors and the people that brought them into Hollywood, that's how we know this is terrible. All right. And my girl Tip says, instead of criticism, people facing mental health challenges need empathy, understanding, and evidence-based support to heal and thrive. Mental health is real. And I agree with you on that. That's why I wanted to cover this today, because I couldn't stand the bashing. All right. I could not stand the bashing. That's just not okay. It's not okay what happens on YouTube lately. There's a lot of that stuff. It's just not okay. You never know who's going to take their own life because they can't handle it.
Using to drop the pounds. Since then, the Hairspray actress has continued to share updates into her journey, including a return to the music scene, releasing her new song Girlfriend in April. As she told E! in a statement at the time, my inspiration was a lot of EDM as well as rap.
No. All right. So there's that. That's just one out of so many. I loved her, man. So let's say a prayer for those that have mental health crises or mental health issues. Carrie, the first time I watched, I couldn't comprehend what I was looking at. It's amazing for our brain, what our brains do to protect us. And I just thought of it as Carrie. I saw that it was superficial, and I knew that he was asking for support. 72 Baker Act with Dr. Evel in court. It can be extended to months, and hopefully so. Hopefully he gets the help that he needs. All right. Nickelodeon did. Yes. We'll leave it at that. And Carrie, since you're still here, let me real quick. Yeah. So leave her alone. She was tired of getting SA'd, but by then it was too late. Now, look, we want to say a prayer specifically because we're covering Perez Hilton. And again, I'm not going to say a damn thing bad about him. I'm just saying it as it is, what I see and what he puts out there. So say a prayer that he gets back to his family and he could be even better than he was before. Okay. All right. Now let's look at this real quick and then we'll be out of here. So say a prayer. And then Carrie, you came here in late, but I wanted particularly for you to see this. So many people might be surprised or not. Many people come to me and say, Jay, you know that Hollywood is full of devil worshipers and witchcraft, etc. And I never, I say, yeah, I'm sure it is. There's a lot of evil and bad, but I never looked at it to this extent. And what Perez Hilton's been saying and the cries he's been having, who knows what level that he's done that? Who knows if he's sacrificed somebody or something? Who knows what these rituals entail? All right. We will say it before we can get better. 2 of my kids are psychologists, and the shit they deal with is sad. They disclose nothing, but I hear them debriefing. Right. All right. So, Carrie, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for sending me that. I am going to watch that after. I'm going to watch it after the show on my own so I can see all of it at one time. I got bits and pieces. Amanda threw a bong out of a window. Not a great idea. If they could have worked her and made a lot of money. Yeah, that sucks. But all right, Scientology, Train Spotting, Ariana Grande. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. We got 2 hours on this, and go back and watch it. If you missed anything, go back and watch it. Also, like, subscribe, hit all notifications, and share this, would you? I'd love for this to get in the algorithm so more people can just see what I have to say about mental health and understand where we are in today's society. All right? Yeah, probably needed one at the time. And guys, by the way, if you're new here, this is pretty helpful. There's our schedule Monday through Friday, every day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right. And if you have any topics that you want, or I got the, what was it? Blueface, or I know what you're referring to. If you guys have trending topics you want me to cover, send me an email. I'd be happy to do so. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all the support. Cheryl, you need support? Do you need support in a like a crisis line or to talk? What is it you need? Anyway, send me an email. I can't do much, but let me know what you're talking about if you need something further. You're welcome, guys. Love you. Thank you. There's my email. I'll leave it up there. And yeah, I think he did sell his soul, and many people sold their souls to the devil in Hollywood. Look at David. Guys, David was making his career based on a song that he ultimately ended up living out, and the love of his life, allegedly, he's a pedo, by the way, but he dismembered and just threw away like trash. Wheelchair Man 1975, you guys welcome. Love you guys. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tomorrow. If you do need help, please reach out to the National Self-Deletion Prevention Line. You could text 741-741 from anywhere, or you can call 1-800-273-8255. If you need prayers, or you want, Synth is really into well, she goes to church a lot and she knows a lot about religion and spirituality. So if you want to reach out to her, it's not anywhere. It's not any kind of medical advice or any of that. Just simple prayers we could all use. All right. Good night, guys. Yeah. Cheryl D, please reach out if you need help. All right. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you. And go check out our merch store as well. All right. I meant to show it, but I didn't get to. We have free shipping right now. Let me see what you sent me, and I'll pop it up there. Tiff. Where'd it go? All right, where is it? All right. Also, guys, don't forget, go on to, let me show you this real quick. This is our ghost platform. So if you guys don't catch me during the day and you don't know what cases I'm covering or looking at, you can go sign up to Guilty of Crime or ghost.org, Guilty of Crime, and you'll see this stuff. This came out today, and it gives you an idea of what we're looking at, talking to about the family, etc. It's free to sign up. All right. It's absolutely free to sign up for it. And we put promotions on there and things like that. So go check it out. You get free shipping right now with the free shipping code merch. Right? You just got to subscribe for free and go get some free shipping. And Tiff is doing a giveaway as well. But you can see, check out the merch site, get a coupon, and check out our other articles while you wait for me to come on live. All right? On that note, I'm out of here. Love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Love and light. Thank you. Good night. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty?